Yo, what's up? The Bodybuilding Show at the Phoenix Europa with NPC champ Jovann Yohan Smash. You know, it's Javon rushing. I like to call him by Yohan Smash. That's his IG name. The dude's never placed less than second on a regional level show. Went out to the USA's as a welterweight, placed second. Just missed his pro card. The dude is pretty much known in the industry for, you know what? I think I'm gonna do that show. I'm 2 weeks out. He diets down, he does a show, he gets first or second, but now things have changed for the champ. This time he's going for the IFBB Pro card. He's doing things a lot different. Javon, thank you for finally coming on the show. Team Metroflex, Barnett Boys, and all that shit.
Absolutely.
Right on. Tell us a little bit about yourself now. I think that people would like to know what you were doing before, where you had tremendous success, and now what you've done to take it to the next level. What's the big difference?
The big difference is I actually got a coach. If anybody tells you a coach is not necessary, it's not true. You know, I've been doing my own thing for a long time, and I always had success, but when you're trying to take it to the next level and get a pro card, you're going to need somebody that's good caliber. So unfortunately, I met Josh Barnett at a West Coast Classic. I just showed up. I ended up meeting up with him after the show, and he reached out to me for USA's, and I ended up taking second with only 3 weeks to prep. So this time going into Miami, I actually took, for the first time in my life, a full 12 weeks. And
imagine what this guy's gonna do with full 12 weeks.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just gonna go beat up the dudes over there, you know. So it's a huge appreciation of Metroflex and Barnett Boys for getting me on point. Absolutely.
Nice. Well, dude, I mean, you obviously have a, you know, genetic freak right here. You used to play football, right? So you got hurt, and you've always kind of had that muscle, and you just kind of love the sport. And you decided, you know what, I'm going to try to do a show.
Yeah, a good friend of mine, you know, pointed me to Jovann NPC. So that's where I did one of my first shows, and I placed like second in my first show. So that's what got me started, yeah, initially. But everybody always thought I was a bodybuilder, even though I didn't have an interest in doing it. And I mean, now
you have a lot of muscle, dude. I mean, I know you compete as a welterweight, but you look like a light heavyweight to me. I mean, you have a lot of freaking muscle. A very complete package. You know, I don't think it's a matter of if. I think it's a matter of when you get your pro card. I don't think you'll be denied. Hopefully, you get first. If you don't get first, you'll still be an IFBB. Now, that's my segue to my next question. A lot of people, the goal is to be an IFBB pro and then maybe promote their personal training business. Other people, they want to be Mr. Olympia. What is your goal as an IFBB pro?
My goal as an IFBB pro is pretty much to stay relevant.
Stay relevant.
I always want to stay relevant. I always want to be that top caliber guy that is just always in the mix. I mean, of course, always placing first is everyone's goal.
Sure.
But IFBB pro is a very competitive stage, so you know, I just make sure I do my work, keep that hard ass training, and I always just bring my best package to stay relevant. So they can just say without a doubt, this guy belongs to me.
Right. And you do. You're very well spoken, and it's no doubt you have a ton of sponsors. I know how hard it is as a competitive bodybuilder to write those letters or to get noticed and get these different sponsors. Let's talk about all your sponsors. It's a pretty impressive resume.
Thank you. Yeah, I got Grind Training Apparel. That's my clothing apparel. They run out of LA. They're a really good guy. The owner's name is Ryan Warner. Shout out to him and his family. They take real good care of me, but their brand is basically to the athlete. You know, they're not looking for big names, but they just want to look after the people that are just all for the hard work and all for the hard training, for the heart. And they're just about people that just want to do it, you know, want to do it. They don't really care about the money or the flash, but they hold me down. I got big back grips. My man Larry Greenfield.
What's up, Larry?
He's been amazing. You know, he has taken care of me since I've been bodybuilding, so he's always made sure my entry fees are taken care of. I mean, I would not be here without that man, so he's really good. Their big back grips is basically just grips that you use for training, man. Best things that you can use for back day. I never miss a back day without them. And then lastly, my newer one is RevLabs. RevLabs.com. They take care of my supplements, so they got your protein, they got your nitroside.
So they got the full line.
The full line.
Great.
Full line. And
that's important to get that when you're looking for a supplement sponsor. You find out that all they are is a pre-workout. You're like, well, no. I need more than that. So good.
Sustenance, people. We need sustenance.
Right.
But yeah, they do really well. They're a big brand, so you gotta check them out if you get a chance. They've been taking care of it too.
Good. So you've done, you're embarking on your 5th show?
My fifth national.
Fifth national show, dude.
Actually, no, my 4th, sorry.
Your 4th show. I mean, not a long journey, really. I mean, you see these guys that have been competing for 15, 20 years and still not getting the pro card. Here you come on new to the scene, you know, with the genetics and the work ethic. And man, I gotta hand it to you, man. I expect big things from you. I mean, this is just the beginning. Are you pretty young? How old are you?
I'm 31.
31.
Yeah, I turned 31. I got into bodybuilding a little later on in my 20s. Like I said, didn't really initially have an interest in it, so I never saw myself doing it. But I mean, last year I got serious, and you know, here I am this year, ready to get the pro card.
Well, for sure. I remember meeting you at the My Oatmeal event, and like I said, I thought you were like heavyweight, and you're like, yeah. And Marte says, yeah, he's doing the West Coast Classic, and I'm like, and then I'm like, oh, you're like heavy, you're like, no, welter, or maybe middle, and I'm like, I'm glad I don't have to compete against this guy. But that was a good show.
Yeah, it was a good show. It was a good show my first year doing that, and I was really impressed. Yeah, very impressed with how they did things there.
Who's the bodybuilder when you were a kid that you look up to and maybe in large part inspired you to be where you are now?
And you know, I would have to say Lee Priest.
Lee Priest.
Lee Priest.
The blonde myth. You don't hear that name a lot, but I mean, I admire him. I admire his physique, and good call. So what was it about Lee Priest? Was it his arms?
Just a freak, yeah. You know, I had big arms growing up, so yeah. I mean, that man's arms, I could never forget him. He looked like a cartoon character.
He does.
It's unbelievable.
I love that guy.
And he was definitely in the 5 foot, you know, category. I'm 5'5", he was 5'4", so it was always nice to see a little man that could bang with the big boys.
That's true. You know, you had Leland Rada back in the day. Used to beat, and Sean Ray. Yeah, those guys used to beat everybody. I really loved that style of posing too, Sean Ray Brock, classical. I mean, I like Fred Smalls. Dude, I think the guy's awesome. Very entertaining, but I kind of tend to like that classical bodybuilding posing. What's your style?
You know what? I don't even have a style.
You don't? Dude, the guy, you know what he does? He goes out there, he's like, what's up, man?
I go out there.
Boom! But you know what? You have fun. And you know what? He gets the crowd. You know, you did. You got the crowd going. You did a great job out there.
Get the crowd in and, you know, make sure they feel what you're doing. Because we put a lot of work and time in for that moment that we have. You know, a lot of hard work goes into that. So just make sure it's fun and you do something different.
That's good. Well, what would you say if you're going to pass on, you know, maybe a newcomer in the sport, somebody that wants to bodybuild? What would you like to say to them? Is it consistency? Is it the diet? Is it the training? What is it? What's your secret to success that you can share with the people?
You know, you touched on all key things, but the main thing is I feel you got to respect the game. You got to respect the game for one, and always be willing to do the work. You know, because it's not going to come easy, and a lot of people are probably never going to turn pro doing this thing. But you got to respect the game. Just make sure you put on the work, and you will not be denied. That's how you will gain that success. Always just know that you got to put in the work. Put in the work, you will not be denied. I don't care. Politics, all that shit goes out the window. You put in the work, you'll be just fine.
Very well said. Yeah, I think we wrap it up with that. That was absolutely perfect, Javon.
Right on, pleasure, man.
Thanks for doing the show. Definitely.
This is a good dude right here.
Right
His
on.
legs are crazy. This man's legs are stupid.
You want to throw a pose in? Throw a little pose for the people or what? Boom. All right, thanks to Pro Subs, 6-pack bags, My Oatmeal, right now, Heated Jungle, and Swole Swag watches. Please like it, share it, favorite it. You know it. Metroflex Gym.